Yeah, let's do. Well, you can tell them what to do if you want, but I would do soprano, alto, tenor, bass.
So
Hmm. If I'm playing keyboard, soprano, alto, tenor, bass. So you folks are on bass. You folks are on soprano.
okay.
But I'm not conducting. You're the maestro.
All right, we'll do soprano, alto, tenor.
Faye's favorite piece is the finale from The Firebird. I wonder why.
Couldn't tell ya.
Sorry, that's not loud. I like that ending phase. It's very clear on that last note. What are your options for starting this? You have basically two ways of starting this beginning.
The 3, 4.
Yep. What's another option? If that, for some reason, didn't work.
Can just point.
Well, you could. You can show like a very dead 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, something like that. Whichever you do, if you show those dead beats, you have to be very, very clear that that's what they are. I got a little bit of a sense of somewhere in the middle from
Okay.
when you started. So can everybody just start this? Everybody play the soprano line, and start everybody. We'll just do the first bar or so. However you do it, it's fine. Just start.
Okay.
Perfect. One more time. Very nice, very nice. Okay, can we jump down to second system, third bar? It is measure, I think, 11. Measure 11. It's the bar where the tenors enter.
Okay.
Do you want us to play separate parts?
Yes, in parts. And make sure you bring the basses in. I saw your cue, but didn't hear you really play.
Okay.
So start on the downbeat of 11. Downbeat of 11.
You don't want the pickup?
Is there a pickup?
Yes,
Yeah.
in the tenor line.
I did mean 10. Sorry. I meant measure 10. Downbeat. Okay. Downbeat. Okay. Yeah. I'm not wearing my glasses this morning.
It's okay, sometimes they're not helpful anyway.
This is very true. Daniel will go after that. The one extra rule that I have is if you end up being the last person, whether you choose to or not, you can pick your own expedition. I don't pick for you if you have to be last.
Okay, I'll be doing 8-2. It's alright if I change the order of what's soprano.
Sure. Yep.
So soprano, alto. That just works
I'm gonna
better
go
with my mind.
What do you want from the last note?
What?
What do you want from the last note?
I don't think about that.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that you could. So think about it for a second. And what length do you want? How do you want to cut it off? Okay, and then do the last, I don't know, the last full bar plus downbeat. The last full bar.
Last full bar, so last measure.
Last measure, yep, plus the downbeat, yep. Good, yeah, fine. Okay, two things. One basic thing and then one specific thing. When you set up, you're kind of like this. This is such a stupidly small thing, but you're like this, and I think what that's doing is setting yourself up to move like this. So there's just a little bit of a whip, right? Just go from here to here. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And now just connect 4 pattern. Yep, and then lead with the tip of the stick. There you go. That's it. Okay. You also have a tendency to like lean to the groups when you lean to the group that you're cueing. Can you put that same energy that you are putting out there to like, hey, you play? Can you do that, but without actually leaning? Okay. So start. Let's do the same place as before. So measure 10 on the downbeat. Downbeat of measure 10, and just that one technical thing, and then don't lean towards them. Okay, yeah, what happened there?
I got lost.
Uh-huh.
And I realized, did I do that right? And then I was like, no, maybe. I don't know, I'll just keep going.
It's funny, I saw all of those things go through your head. What do you do when you get lost? Like, what should you do when you get lost?
My first instinct is to listen to the group to figure out where I am.
Yep. So then, like, what do you do with your conducting? Like,
Just start beating one.
beat one until you figure out where you are. Okay. The one thing I will caution everybody, right, is do not try to bullshit your orchestra. When you're lost, they know, right? You know when I get lost. You can see it, right? I'm not going to try to hide it from you, okay? So if you get lost, not that you did this, but don't turn around and try to blame it on the group, right? You got lost. It happens, okay? there are times when it's like mistake, 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 I gotta fix that, I gotta do that, I gotta, okay, crap, where am I? That's a little bit of a different situation, right? But even so, don't try to blame it on them, because that's the easiest way to get the whole orchestra to turn on you, right? Is if suddenly your mistakes become their fault, it was their fault, then it's just the daggers come out. Okay? So be one until you figure out what's going on, and then you get back on, it's fine. And if it's you, at some point you may even have to like, hey, I got lost in it, that was on me, it'll be fine. Okay. So start at the same place. Measure 10. Yeah, right. That was handle center. Yeah. So you want to practice those, getting used to cueing those without messing with the pattern. Oh, that's good. And last but not least. Which one are you doing?
I'm gonna do 8-2 in 4, and I'll do the same vocal order of SATB.
Perfect. Yeah, so you want yo. That's going for it? Okay, good. If you're going to do that, then I would rebound a little bit, be a little clearer with the rebound. Oh.
On the left beat.
On the last note, yeah. Just so that they don't expect to be held out or to be super short.
Yeah, I had something in mind to do, and then I forgot how I was gonna do it.
Okay, okay, good. Do the last bar and see if you can get what you had in mind. Okay, yeah, good. So, two technical things. The first is a really small thing. When you turn to the different groups, so like when you turn to the basses and you brought them in, you sort of stayed like as if you were just listening to the basses the whole time, which staying there for a little while is great. But you do at some point have to kind of go back to conducting.
I caught myself doing that. I forgot to turn back to the
Right, yeah. Yeah, specific conducting or general conducting, make sure you can switch back and forth. There's a little bit of, like the motion looks a little bit labored. And I think the reason for that is you're sort of, I see the beat happening, so I see where you're breathing from, which is excellent, right? But I also kind of see the beat like in here as well. And so this, in this context, it looks a little bit too heavy and you don't quite get a clear sense of the tempo. If you can move the beat from occurring like here to out at the point of the baton, right, This is probably going to be the biggest difference between like conducting instruments versus conducting choirs.
Right.
Right? You conduct a choir, you certainly want all of this. And not to say you don't do this with an orchestra or a band as well. And vice versa. You conduct choirs like this all the time. But, I would say instrumentalists tend to spend more time conducting this, like this. And choral conductors spend more time conducting like this. But yeah, they will do both. So just conduct a 4-pattern for me and think more about the tip of the baton. Good. Keep going. Okay, now, that's your tempo. Can you start thinking of the subdivision? Can everybody count 1 and 2 in? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And 16th notes? 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Go back to quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So think that 16th note when you're conducting quarters, and then keep all the information at the point of the baton, and you'll be golden. Do it one more time. I like the ending. Yeah, good. Very nice. A kind of gestural vocabulary thing to work on. When you bring groups in, from what I see from your left hand is yum bum 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 beep, but that's not what they're playing. Beam bum beam bum beam bum. So if you want to bring the left hand in, great, but make sure that you're actually reflecting what they're doing instead of falling back into. That's kind of one of those habits that will develop, right? And they're singing or playing 16th notes or something, right? It's one of those things. So just keep an eye on it. Otherwise, good. Bravo. Bravo. All right. Has everybody conducted something from this cueing section? Fantastic. Who would like to start us off with meter changes?
I can go.
All right, Ellen.
I'm gonna do the Offenbach.
Offenbach.
If I can find it. First question. Maybe not.
First year of my master's, Offenbach became something of a bad word. I remember conducting Beethoven 5 and doing the finale, and I was trying to be very clear about everything. So tip of the stick and everything very precise with the tempo. And I got yelled at.
Thanks, Mom.
You are conducting the finale of the C minor symphony and everything looks like Offenbach. Offenbach. So for that year, Offenbach was a bad word. Nothing against Offenbach.
So I'm gonna do SATB. And we're just gonna go for it. I went into 2 at the forte and ended up on 5. Okay.
I think you started that crescendo a little early too.
I am. All right. Let's try that again, guys. All right.
No, I think you can help them with the rhythm in the first phrase a little bit more. Can you just listen louder for the rhythm that you want to hear?
I got a bar in that.
First of all, the rhythm is much, much better. A general thing, on beat 2, in the 2/4 bars, the downbeats are coming kind of out this way. I think a little too much. Try to keep it a little bit more horizontal. It's not completely up and down. The only reason I say that for everybody, when you're switching between 2 and 3 a lot, you want to make the difference really obvious, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If you're doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? And somebody's like looking at a part and they see this. As soon as you see this, they assume it's beat 2 of a 3/4 bar, right? And for you, it's just a little, just bring it in.
Yeah, I was getting, yeah.
Start somewhere at the end where you feel like you're having problems.
Yeah, can we start at 12 or 15? Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, that's much better. Okay. How do you want those dynamics to work? Like, if you had to teach the dynamics to us, what would you tell us?
So, I feel like throughout the whole piece, you're kind of crescendoing to that point, to 14, and then it's a vito pianissimo.
Yep. And how long is that forte?
Just through that beat.
Is it a sustained forte through the dotted quarter note, or is there a taper? Or da da da.
I don't like the taper personally. I feel like I would rather it be sustained and then immediate pianissimo.
I think that works really well.
Both? Okay.
That's the gesture that I'm seeing from you. Stick to it.
Okay.
Right? Crescendo, left hand, and then forte. Okay, and that's a really easy one. Sustain the forte, piano. Forte, piano. That's it.
Alright. Can we start let's just start at 12 again. Actually, I wanna never mind. Let's start at the beginning just because I wanna go into the 2/4.
Good. Bravo, now. Good job. Next. All right, Jimmy. I think you're starting the crescendo too soon. So I wouldn't really bring the left hand in until here,
Okay.
and then keep it up, and then just immediately. If you want a subito change, use a subito gesture.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might immediately regret this, but I'm doing sword range.
Why would you immediately regret it?
Oh no.
We're gonna find out.
Me. It's okay. Wait, what page is? Oh. We could just put it in C major.
Somebody make sure you're playing melody. Who's playing melody? Okay, good.
I'm gonna do it.
And then best bet is if you can't play more than one note at a time, don't. Pick a line and play.
Sorry.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, good. Let's go that far. Okay. Boy, let's see, what should I start with? Very, very simple. Can you make more of a difference in the 5/4 bar between like beat 3 and beat 4? So when you're doing the 5/4, in general, what is a 5/4 bar? Like, why with the 5/4? Why not 4/4? Why not 3/4? I mean, or why not write it as a 3/4 bar plus a 2/4 bar? He's shown he's not afraid of changing meters. So why write it as 5/4?
Doesn't it just make more sense, like composition-wise, to put it in 5/4 because it's just an added beat, really?
That's exactly right. There's an added beat. It's a 4/4 bar with one extra beat, right? So you want to somehow reflect that in your gesture, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That extra beat isn't just like in the same place as the 4 bar, because that sort of just looks like a 4 bar with a mistake in it.
Yeah.
Right? So what I do is I'm extra careful to show that as like another beat. It's in a different space.
Okay.
So that it's clear what the time signature is, and it's clear that time is still moving through that 5/4 bar. Like, this is not just an added beat that was thrown in by mistake. This is here on purpose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay. And then in the 3/2, if you're going to do a like subdivided 6 or subdivided 3, which I do, the 3 part of it has to be clearer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.
Okay.
That'll also help you here. Do, di, start this one more time, and then I have one other thing.